Today we're going to paint a wood flamingo. So I'm going to use my bigger brush and I'm going to start with some white paint. I'm going to pretty much paint the whole beak except the tip of my beak white. Later on we'll go through and add a little yellow to it just to add some color. So I'm painting that flamingo's beak, and at the top of that beak I'm just going to have it come out to a point. So then I'm going to be able to put my eye in that little white section as well. After I do my beak, I'm just going to go through and do both of my legs white. Now, in order to give the flamingo a little color, I'm going to end up painting my legs yellow, but I'm just going to start with white. White helps yellow cover better. Once finished with that white, I'm not even going to wash my brush. I'm just going to put a little yellow on it and put a little yellow into the beak of my flamingo, leaving like that little face part white, and then I'm just going to do both legs yellow as well. When I'm finished with that yellow, I'm going to wash and dry my paintbrush. Drying is always important just to get all the paint off. I have a darker pink, so I am going to add a little white to my pink, and I'm going to paint my flamingo. Now, depending on what color pink you have, some of you guys have lighter, some of you have darker. You might want to lighten it up, but you don't have to. So I am just painting the whole body a pink. Once I paint the body pink, I'm going to go in with some white. I'm using my big brush still, and I'm not even washing my brush. I'm just using white, and I added some white feathers, and now I'm going to go in with pink and almost add a wing. So I'm going to add a cluster of little dashes to make like almost a semicircle wing on my body. And a flamingo is a bird. It has feathers. So I like to make the paint a little chunky, putting streaks of white to give it some texture. We're going to start the detail work. So I just took my little brush and I'm actually going to repaint the face of my flamingo with a little bit of white paint. And pretty much from now on, I'm only going to use my small brush. So I'm just going to wash it, and then I'm going to add some black details. So I'm going to paint the edge, the very tip of my little beak with black. I'm also going to add a black line going down the middle of it once I finish the tip of my beak. I brought the tip out to make like a little point, and then from that point, I'm just going to make a line going down the middle of my beak. And when we do make lines, a little goes a long way. Once I have that done, I'm going to move on to my eye. My eye, all I'm going to do is put a single dot. Now you could use the paintbrush, or you could use the back of the paintbrush if you want to get like a more perfect line. It just puts on a lot of paint. So I'm just going to go back and do a little second coat on the tip of the beak. I'm going to continue using black, and I'm going to add some detail to my legs. I'm going to make a little slight black line that separates my body and my legs. I'm going to add black lines, a little goes a long way, to the wing. I'm also going to add a shadow with black lines. So one leg is crossing over the other. So I'm just like adding 2 little lines to show that. I'm going to add some little toes. And I'm going to put lines throughout my legs just to show like the bend of the joint and all that fun stuff. So once I have all my black details, I'm just going to go back and put a little white dot in the eye just to give it a little soul. So at this point, your flamingo is pretty much finished. You could pick a color. I'm using black, and I am going to paint the little stake. And this needs to dry for about like a half an hour, and then it's ready. It could go outside in your garden or in a flower pot for the summer. So I hope you guys had fun painting with me and have a happy summer.